Hi there, this is the first video in the Drizzle ORM course playlist. So in this video, first we're going to set up a Postgres database with a Docker container inside a Node.js application. Actually, it's a Next.js version 13, but you can do it with any other Node.js framework. And then we're going to create a simple schema, and then we create our migrations file from that schema file, and then we're going to push them into our Postgres database. So we're going to generate and push our migration files into our Postgres database with just one command. And in the next video in this series, we're going to talk about the relationships between the table one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-many relationships. We're going to create them in our Drizzle ORM schema file, and then we're going to do some basic and advanced CRUD operation with the Drizzle ORM inside our Node.js application. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button to get informed about the next videos in this series, which are the continuation of this video. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, I open up a brand new Node.js project. Actually, it's a Next.js version 13 project, but you can do it with any other Node.js framework. And the first thing we should do here is to set up our Postgres database. We're going to do this with the help of Docker. So you should have Docker installed on your machine. And if you don't have it on your machine, there's a lot of YouTube tutorial that teach you how you can install Docker on your machine based on your operating system. Okay, the first step in this section is to create a docker-compose.yaml file in the root path of your project. And if I open it, you can see we have two services here, a DB service, which is a Postgres database service, and a admin service, which is kind of a graphical user interface for managing our database. So here in the DB server, we have a volume section that map this directory inside our Postgres container to this directory inside our physical machine. So after running the Postgres container, you will see that this directory will be created in our root path of our project. And then we have mapped this port of our physical machine to this port of the Postgres Docker container. And this is the default port that Postgres is running on. So we want to say that every request coming to this port of our physical machine to be redirected to this port of the Docker container. And here we have three environment variable, a Postgres DB. We just set it to test DB. You can change it if you want. It will be the name of your database inside the Postgres DB server. And here we have a Postgres user, which is set to Postgres, and also a Postgres password, which is set to Postgres as well. Okay, if you're not familiar with the Docker, just copy this file, which is available in the root path of our project in the GitHub repo of this tutorial. Okay, and in order to run this Docker compose file, you can install the Docker extension on your VS Code, and if you have that in your VS Code, just right click on the Docker compose file and click on the compose app. And if you don't have it and you don't want to install that extension on your VS Code, just open up the terminal and say sudo docker compose app. That's it. And as you can see, our two Docker containers now running on our machine. And now if I go to my browser and go to the localhost 8080, which is the port of the admin service, you can see that we are redirected to the admin page. And let's change the system to the Postgres. Okay, and then we set the username to Postgres and also password to the Postgres. And you can remember that here we just set the password and user to just Postgres string. Okay, so if I log in, you can see we have a test DB here and there's no table inside it. So the test DB will create it by the Docker compose file. So that's it for this section, and we have set up the Postgres database in our machine with the help of Docker. Okay, in this section, we're going to install and set up the Drizzle in our project. So I go to the documentation of the Drizzle, and here click on the documentation, and then click on the installation and database connection, and here I choose Node Postgres. You can also choose the Postgres.js, but I think Node-Postgres is more straightforward. So I click on the Node-Postgres, and here copy the first script for installing the Drizzle ORM and also Postgres, which is here PG. And then go back to my VS Code and let's paste it here. Okay, now I go back to the documentation again and copy the second line here. then go back to VS Code. Let's paste them here. The first one is for installing the Drizzle kit, and the second one is for installing the types of the Postgres driver. Okay, now we can go ahead and use the Drizzle ORM in our Node.js application. So in order to do that, we need to take 3 steps. In the first step, we need to define our schema file, and then in the second step, we need to generate the migrations file from our schema file, and in the third step, we need to push the migrations into our physical database, which is a Postgres database. So let's get started with the first step. So in order to do that, in the src directory, I'm going to create a directory called db, and inside that db, I'm going to create a TypeScript file for our schema. So I'm going to call it schema.ts. Okay, so in this file, we need to define our tables in our database in a TypeScript format. So let's say that we want to create a user table in our database. So in order to do that, here I'm going to say const users and set it to pg table function, pg table, and this pg table comes from the Drizzle ORM -pg core. So here inside the pg table function, we need to pass 2 arguments. The first one is the actual name of our table in our Postgres database. So here we're going to name it users in our database. Okay, and then we need to pass an object, and in this object we need to define the fields of our table. So here, first of all, I'm going to create an ID, which is going to be a auto increment integer. So in order to do that, we need to set it to a serial function, which again comes from the Drizzle ORM /pg core, and it actually is a auto increment integer. So we don't need to, so it will be initialized automatically by Postgres when we inserting a user into our user table. Okay, and in this serial function, we need to pass the actual name of the field, which is going to be ID, and also we can set it to a primary key. So here we can chain another function here, which is called primary key. And that's it. It is going to create a auto increment ID field in our users table in the Postgres database and set it as the primary key of the table. Okay, so now we're going to define our second field, which is full name. Okay, and now we can set it to a text function, which again comes from the Drizzle ORM /pg core, and then inside the text function, we need to pass the actual name of our field inside our database. So we're going to call it full_name, and then we're going to define the third field here. So I'm going to call it phone and set it to varchar function and set its name to phone. Okay, and we can also define a length for the varchar type in our Postgres database. So we're going to set its length to 256. Okay, so don't worry about the data types in the Postgres database. In the upcoming sections, we're going to talk about all the data types in Postgres. So I think that's it enough for this subsection. And in the next step, we're going to generate our migration files from this schema.ts file. So let me first close this off, and then I'll go to the package.json file. And here inside these scripts, I'm going to create another script for the npm. So here I'm going to call it migration:generate, and then set it to drizzle-kit generate, and then pg. So I use pg here because we're using Postgres, and then --schema and set it to the path of our schema file. So it's in the src directory /db and then schema.ts. Okay, so let's save this and open up our terminal. Let's clear this off. Okay, so now if I say npm run migration:generate, okay, you can see the migration is running but doesn't create for us any table. So if I go back to the schema.file, so here we should export this users table from our schema. Okay, so let's save this and run our migration again. Now you can see that a users table with 3 columns has been created. It will also create a Drizzle directory here for us. If I open it, you can see that a SQL file is now created for us. So if I open it, you can see that it's a create table script that can be run on our Postgres database and create a users table for us with these 3 columns. So we have created our migrations file, but we didn't push them into the Postgres database. So if I go back to the adminer and let's log in again. Okay, so if I click on the test DB, you can see that there is no table here yet. So we need to kind of push the migrations file into our Postgres database. So in order to do that, we need to create another TypeScript file. So here I'm going to say migrate.ts. And in this file, we need to create a connection to our Postgres database and then run the migrate function from the Drizzle ORM to kind of push this migrations file to our Postgres database. So first, let me close this off. And here, first of all, I'm going to create a pool. Let's say const pool equals to new pool. And this pool comes from the PG. And then inside it, we're going to pass an object which has the connection string. And then we're going to read the connection strings from our env file. So I'm going to say process.env.database URL. So I've already created a database URL variable inside our env file. And if you want to know how you can create this auto completion and type safety for the env variables, you can watch this video. Okay, so let me go to the env file. You can see we have a database URL and set it to connection string of our Postgres database. So the connection string of a PostgreSQL start with the PostgreSQL, then colon // and then we pass our user of the database, which is Postgres. So if I go back to the Docker Compose file here, you can see that the Postgres user is set to Postgres. So in the env file, we pass the Postgres as the user. And then we need to pass the password of that user, which is also Postgres. Again, in the Docker Compose file, you can see that we set the password of the Postgres to Postgres. So let's go back to our env and then put the address of our Postgres server. So I put here localhost 5432. So if I go back to our Docker Compose file, you can see that we map the port 5432 of our machine to the port number 5432 of the Docker container. So we need to pass the address of the PostgreSQL to localhost then colon 5432. So every request to this port of our localhost will be redirected to the Postgres Docker container, and then a / name of the DB and set the schema to public. So that's it for the connection string for our PostgreSQL. So in the migrate.ts file, you can see that we read the connection string from this env variable. But if I run this script here, it will return undefined to us. So in order to fix the problem, we need to install a .env package. So I open up the terminal again and say npm i.env. Okay, and then first we import the .env and then /config. So this import will fix the problem of returning undefined by the database URL environment variable. So after that, we need to create a DB client. So I'm going to say const DB and set it to Drizzle. So we need to import the Drizzle from the Drizzle ORM /node Postgres. And then inside the Drizzle function, we need to pass the pool object that we have just created. Okay, so now we can use this DB client here that is created from our pool object, and then we're going to create an async function main. So here we're going to first console log a proper message to user, actually to the developer, because it's the developer that running this function. So first of all, we're going to say migration started. Okay, and then run the migrate function, which is coming from the Drizzle. So I'm going to say await migrate. So let me first import the migrate function. It comes from the Drizzle ORM /node Postgres /migrator. So here we need to pass the DB inside the migrate function and then an object, and inside that object we need to specify the migration folder, which is going to be a Drizzle. Because the Drizzle is on the root path of our project, we just need to pass the Drizzle. And then again, we should console log that the migration is ended. Okay, and then end the process. So I'm going to say process.exit with the 0 code. Okay, and then in this function, we just run the main function that we have just created and catch any error just in case, log the errors of this main function. So let's put them inside the curly braces, and then we can add another line of code here inside the error function. So we're going to exit process in case of any error. So yeah, I think that's it enough for the migrate function, we first create a pull object from the pull class that is coming from the PG, and then inside it we pass an object that has a connection string, and then pass our database URL, and then we create a DB from the Drizzle function, then create main function, and inside the main function we call the migrate function, pass the DB object that we have created here, and then we specify the migrations folder. So that's it, enough for this migrate.ts file. And every time that we want to push the migrations into our Postgres database, we just need to run this migrate file. So in order to run this migrate file, I go back to the package.json and create another script for running this migration file. So here I'm going to say migration : push, and then set it to node-r esbuild register, and then we pass the address of our migrate.ts file. So it's on the src/db/migrate.ts. Okay, so let's save this and let's run this script in our terminal. So I'm going to say npm run migration : push. So as you can see, the migration has started and ended. So let's go to our adminer and refresh, and as you can see, a users table is now created in our Postgres database. So if I click on that, you can see that it has an ID, a full name, and a phone. So yeah, in this way you can generate your migrations file and then push them into your physical database. So first we need to run the npm run migration : generate, and then migration : push. We can also create another script that is kind of made, that is the combination of these two scripts. It's really easier for us to just run one script instead of two scripts in order to push the migrations into our Postgres database. So here I'm going to say just migrate, okay, and then set it to first this command, okay, and put a double and then copy the second script here. So let's paste this, okay, and let's save this and go to our schema file. Let's add another field. For example, let's add a address, okay, set it to varchar, set the name of the field inside the database, set it to address as well, and set its length to 256. Okay, so now we can say npm run migrate. So yeah, I think we have an error here. So I go to the tsconfig here and set the target of our TypeScript to ES6. Let's save this and run the npm run migrate again. You can see it first create a migration file. You can see that we have a users table with 4 columns, and then after that run the migration.ts file and push the migrations into our database. So you can see here that the second migration file has been created, which adds a column named address to our users table. And if I go back to the adminer and refresh, you can see that the address is added to our physical table inside our physical database. So yeah, in this way you can create your migrations and in the same time push them into your physical database with just one npm script that we have just done here. So you can access to this script inside the GitHub repo of this tutorial. And don't forget to give a star to the GitHub repo of this tutorial. So yeah, I think that's it enough for this video. And in the next video, we're going to talk about the data types inside the Postgres database and generally in the SQL databases. And then we're going to talk about the relationships between the tables inside our Postgres database. We're going to create a one-to-one relationship, a one-to-many relationship, and many-to-many relationship in our schema file, and then push them to our database. And then we're going to use the Drizzle client to do some CRUD operation in our Node.js application. Just simple CRUD and also advanced CRUD operation. So in order to get informed about my next video, which is very important, please hit the bell button. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. And if you like the video, that would be icing on the cake. And stay tuned for my next video. Have a nice time. Bye bye.